It's one of the premier events on the South African wine calendar. The Nederburg Auction features some of the best wines in the country every year. It's not just a bubbly affair for Africa, but for the world. This auction is regarded as one of the world's 5 major wine auctions. In fact, all wines have been submitted for this year's event. But whether your taste runs to Pinot or Port, one thing is clear. The Nederburg Auction isn't one to be missed. That's why Auction Network goes behind the scenes at this fermented feast for the eyes and for the palate. Located on the western coast of South Africa, the Nederburg Auction has a relatively new history, but the wine, that's a different story.
I started as auction manager in April 2006. The auction started in the late 70s when Gunther Bruzel, who was then the cellar master at Nederberg, created Edelkeer, and at that stage it had too high sugar level to sell. There wasn't a category available in market space to sell that. And it grew from there. We started 5 of the older participants in the country, the older wine farms, to join us.
South Africa is obviously one of the major wine producing countries in the world. And as you know, until 10 years ago or so, the only people who could enjoy South African wines were the South Africans themselves.
We're the only country that can actually put a date to the birth of the wine industry. The 6th of February, 1659, and in the logbooks of Jan van Riebeeck, who came in 1652, he said, "Praise be to the Lord, the first wine was made in the Cape today."
When in Rome, do as the Romans do, so the saying goes. So when at a wine auction, there's only one thing to do: sample the local fare. Auction Network's Tava Smiley visits a winery where an exclusive hybrid wine is being created, something you might see more at a winery near you.
There's been a tremendous amount of interest in Pinotage because we have our own website, pinotage.com, and there's been interest created, and many winemakers have come here and tasted Pinotage, and they thought they'd go back and try it in their home countries. So I think you'll see a lot more of it in the future.
Auction day begins with a 4-hour wine tasting, where all wines up for bid are uncorked and available for sampling. Then the formal auction begins.
400, 2,500, 2,600, 2,700, front left, 2,800, 2,900. Still front left at 3,000, 3,200. Still front left at 3,200, 3,400. New bidder now, 3,600. 3,800, 4,000. Still front left at 4,000 rand, then at 4,000 rand. No more, 4, selling at 4,000 rand, then at 4,000 rand. Hold on, at 705.
A serious occasion for serious wine lovers only. The most high-valued vino, the one that goes the extra mile, according to auctioneer Stephen Wells.
What wines generally demand the highest prices at an auction such as this?
Any wine that's really just got that little extra, you know, just goes that extra mile. It's the wine that you feel, I'm not going to get another one easily.
Do you ever want to bid? while you're doing the auction, are you ever thinking, I'd like to bid on this?
I'm in the wonderful position where I actually get paid to do the drinking.
Eat, drink, and be merry. That's the scene after the Nederburg Auction. Delicious cuts of meat, smoked salmon, music, a fashion show, and of course, wine. It's the only way to celebrate after a long day of bidding. You can bid on one of the exclusive wines available at this year's Nederburg Auction, scheduled for September 28th and 29th, 2012. But if you can't make the trip, visit your local winery. You never know where a good glass of Pinotage will show up.